We have more details on the Summoner Showdown and the first boss, a hotfix is coming to the game, and we have an update on the Despair Mastery issue. Hello everybody, welcome back to the Marvel Contest of Champions news. Hopefully you had a good weekend. You better have done, you son of a bitch. Yeah, I can't really think about how to start this. There's not really much news that's going on in the community, but there's still some really substantial updates, like Magneto update when it comes to what Kabam are doing for preparation for #Metal. Further update on the Friday story, and as well a few other key stories to go over as well. So yes, we've got a deep dive of that. Before the thank yous though, I want to thank you for coming back to the channel each and every day to support all the content that I do. Not just MCOC, but other stuff as well, whether it's sponsored or not, or just personal interest. I thank you for watching the content and hitting the like button, and as well hitting the subscribe button with post notifications on all. Didn't you know, didn't you know, didn't you know? And God bless those brave souls that support through the medium of Patreon, YouTube membership. Thank you very much to those that support through those options. They're paying services, and I really do appreciate it because it does massively help support me as a creator. And as well, those that support on Twitch, Twitch Prime and Twitch subs. Thank you very much for all those people that do that. It is massively appreciated. If you do want to give a free Twitch sub, you can do. If you're on Amazon Prime, I'm going to look into a better way of delivering this, but I've got a lot on at the moment, and especially with RTM Studio 3.0 in the works, I've got to concentrate on so many things. The streaming experience is going to come thick and fast, and as well, we've got to get prepared for doing Marvel Avengers. I missed the beta, but it doesn't matter because I'll cover the full game when it's released. So yes, on with the show. The news kicks off with a reminder about the podcast. Yes, podcast episode 29 is out. This is a really interesting deep dive looking at Variant 5. We're looking at Nightcrawler in Incursions, Champion buffs, Magneto, Moon Knight, you name it, a lot of stuff from last week, but as well we talk about the fail with a question mark of Marvel Realm, the hyped game that maybe did not deliver from the point of gameplay, and lots more questions to be asked and answered. So yes, come on by to the podcast. It's a nice thing to listen to whilst you grind arena or anything content in game. Links are in the description as always on a Monday. Next up, and hey, did you know that there's a hotfix? No? Does it address anything when it comes to like functionality issues or other stuff? No, it doesn't. It's fix the crash on login at FX devices set to Thai or Arabic languages. Fixed an issue where a user could get stuck in the SP3 tutorial and not proceed. I mean, there are a lot of other fundamental issues wrong with the game apart from these things here, so I guess we'll have to wait for them next month then to be sorted out. Now in wholesome news, if you're not familiar with the story of LC Music Tracks and People's Champ and as well the community coming together to sort out a donation goal to get LC Music Tracks. If you're not familiar, there's a lot of copyright-free music for the community to use, and then it's just good. It's a nice community vibe. So a lot of the community club together to put funds to get a MacBook Pro for LC Music Tracks. It's a nice wholesome story. Go and check it out. It's links in the description down below. Next up, and it's time for the Summoner Showdown. Yes, lots of information has dropped over the last 2 days. They really pinpoint to what to expect, but there will be more that will be dropped today when the event goes live. So as soon as Summoner Showdown drops, we'll get to learn a lot more about node configurations, are there any counters, speed options, and a lot of other things as well. I think we can adequately prep, but we won't be able to prep for what nodes are going to be dropped on said champions. If there's not any nodes, then that's perfect. But there's also a lot of questions when it comes to mastery builds. Will Suicide Masteries have the edge over the competition? Will they not be allowed? Will it be like other Summoner Showdowns where you're only restricted to things at the point of dexterity and parry, and that would be it? Which in my opinion would be fair for everybody to have, because not everybody can afford Suicide Masteries. But there's a lot to unpack about this, and there's a lot more still to find out. Let's go over this. First and foremost, the game Fragger sits down with Kabam Tyler, and it seems that we've gone back in time. The Summoner Showdown 2002. Yes, we are indeed time traveling to do this particular event. Let's tell them about coronavirus so we don't have to put up with it in 18 years from that point. But in all seriousness, yeah, there's a lot to take in from this particular article. The first thing being that it announces what's going to be in the semi-final. If you're not already aware, it will be a special 1v1 format, which includes choosing defenders, tactics, attackers, and a picks and bans phase. Also, Kabam Tyler says that Quake is his favourite champion. Also, there's this moment when he's asked this question about some future champion additions, saying, yes, any of the Infinity Warp characters, but if I had to choose, Ghost Panther. I mean, come on, he's riding a giant flaming panther. Maybe we would make him incinerate immune. Ha ha, with a winky face there. A little bit of a, I don't know if a slight remark, especially against those that were fans of Ghost Rider. Further information is also in a YouTube video, which I put a link to in the description, done by Mr. Darky Diggity Dave. So first and foremost, it says must be a level 60 Cavalier for the Showdown side of things. Must use a 4-star, only one champion may be used, no boosts allowed. Players use boosts will have their score omitted, and scores will only be counted when the boss begins the fight with 100% HP, and there's no completion rewards. The show up, which everyone can compete to, these are especially good for those that aren't able to attend these based on restrictions of zones, worldwide locations, and age. Anyone can play, must use a 4-star champion, up to 5 champions may be used. Boosts and consumables are allowed. Completion rewards 500k gold and 3,000 5-star shards per week, which is very nice. Also, for those that want an example of what the leaderboard will look like, it will be in the far left hand corner. So the way that it's broken down through like health, damage, hits, those kind of things are vitally important. So you unfortunately have to play the perfect game. And also there's still nothing mentioned I've seen in this about mastery setup. Those particular answers to those questions will largely be later on, but the biggest one will be, will Suicide Masteries have an advantage over players that don't? Especially when certain champions function better with them and do more damage in a more quicker time frame. So, is it going to give more of an unfair advantage? We'll find out later on. Also, there's a little bit of news jesting. Whilst I've been recording, I found some info on there seems to be a problem with the Variant 5 2017 gems. Now, this is a bug Kabam are aware of, and I'm sure this will be dealt with within the space of this week or so. There is an issue with 2017 gems from Variant 5. If you try and rank up something that is before 2017, it won't pop up. There seems to be like an issue with it identifying those particular champions. So, annoying to hear about that one, but Kabam are aware of this. I don't know, and I don't think they've responded to this forum post. I know a couple of posts have been mentioned about this, but still, bit of a problem. Hold off your rank ups, unfortunately, as it looks like. Do key ones with the other rank up gems, but with this 2017 one, yeah, maybe hold off on it for a little while so you're not wasting your resources. So yeah, annoying, but Kabam are aware of this. Also, for those that watched last week, you'll know of the Despair Mastery issue. Now, that bug was said that it was going to be dealt with. Command Mike has said on the 13th that sorry for the late reply on this, but we pushed a fix for this bug yesterday afternoon. Please let us know if you continue to see any issues. Also, let's talk about the metal tag. As you know, on Friday, we had a little bit of a snippet of a story from the forums. We didn't know which post it was from. Luckily, I think somebody sent it through on Twitter, and there's been a further update to this particular post to put a bit more clarity to the situation. Firstly, that the post was called, "With the Magneto buff, we need to fix the hashtag metal situation." It identified key characters with metal attributes or metal aspects to their metal weaponry, etc. That a hashtag metal should be more diverse in its coverage. And also there was a debate about, well, how extensive is this because it will make the Magneto 2 OP? Which is where Kabam Mike's post and that thing that we took on Friday, saying there are plans to update the metal tag coming with the Magneto reworks as well. We're working on it and we'll announce them in the release notes as well. With a fascinating follow-up saying, I think lore-wise, Magneto has used his power of manipulation of magnetic fields to induce an electrical current in non-ferrous metals, the ones that aren't magnetic, to turn them into electric magnets. I have spent a lot of time researching Magneto. Check out Kabam Mike with his deep dives on champions and as well magnetic properties. I think it's, well, going to be a logical thing to assume that Kabam will create champions in the future that will be direct counters to Magneto. Yeah, you can broaden hashtag metal as much as you like, but Kabam will create champions in the future that maybe will not be hashtag metal and as well have ability accuracy reduction and as well have things that interwork with the likes of Magneto to shut him down. It's not going to say that he is going to be a new god tier and he's going to be a god tier forever, especially when there's counters out there to shut them down. And especially Kabam don't want their content being taken over by one champion that's able to interact with the entirety of hashtag metal. But the advantage will be, at least for getting to a lot of Act 6, will be kept in mind of having some amazing champion like Magneto. I can't wait for Magneto to come into the game. It's going to be so amazing to take on a lot of content and as well smash through it with, no, I wouldn't say the greatest of ease. I think it's going to be a little bit more enjoyable to smash through said content. And as well with cabinet difficulty coming up, I'm looking forward to it. Roll on the update. Now on to our final story, which is arena predictions for Airwalker and as well Gambit. All my predictions down below at the moment for you to check out. And there have been a few surprises in the results, which we'll go over now. The biggest surprise is that this champion here, Airwalker, the 4-star version, went for 8.3 mil. Which is astoundingly low. It's unfortunate this champion got such a lack of hype going in. I actually relatively enjoyed it. But if you're looking for something that is, well, on the same level as Silver Surfer from a effectiveness nature, then it's likely the same thing. I don't know. I like I said, I enjoy playing the champion. Not as much as, say, Dragon Man, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, 8.3 mil to get yourself a 4-star is ridiculously low. And if you're wanting to get yourself a nice little Gambit, then 1.6 mil is enough for the basic. And yeah, just to let you know, I've not got the results in for the 5-star version as we've not really got the correct info in. It was looking like someone was doing an 83 mil and got themselves a position 26, which doesn't give me enough data to kind of pinpoint what the rest of it was going for. But I would say that based on the 4-star version dropping, I reckon you're looking at about 50 mil. And even not, maybe even a lot less than that, maybe about 48, 49. But I'll wait for the full results to come in later on. I will still stand by the prediction for round 2, which will be in the first part of this particular section of coverage. And there we go. That's been the Marvel Contest of Champions news for Monday. Go and check out some recent content up here. Check out some other stuff down here. And I'll see you later on. I've got another video. I think I'm going to do my initial clear crystal opening for variant 5. And maybe do my initial clear guide. I haven't decided yet what I'm up to, but yeah, lots of content to put out this weekend and week even. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye for now.